Hello and welcome to the tier list channel. Today we're going to be ranking every single Bionicle set wave. For those of you who don't know, Bionicle was a Lego theme released in 2001. It was incredibly popular. It was discontinued in 2010. Yeah, it helped save Lego and is incredibly iconic. So with that, we're just gonna get right into it and start with the Tahunga, the very first Bionicle sets released in McDonald's Happy Meals. Um, Pretty middle of the road, I feel, but they're so iconic. I mean, they gotta go B. Uh, yeah, not amazing sets, but I don't like putting them lower than B, so that's where they'll go. Next up, the Toa S. I mean, they don't have the greatest articulation, but articulation is a new thing at this point. The Robo Riders and the Slicers sort of laid the groundwork, and the Toa actually, I wouldn't say perfected it, but made it so much more. Yeah, they go in as they're the guys, they're everything you want out of a Bionicle character. They're mysterious and a little bit dark and weird, and you sort of question, are they the hero or the villain? And I think that's the perfect place to be, and they establish the world of Matanui. Okay, the Taraga. Love the masks. The builds are sort of dull, but you know, the Tahunga were free, which is part of the reason why I put them in B. Or well, no, they're not free, but you get a free one with if you buy a Happy Meal. The Taraga, did I call them Tahunga before? Um, the Taraga aren't free, but they're better builds, and they have some new masks. They yeah, B, that feels right. The Rahi, great sets. I really like Kane Ra and Moaka. Really like the Terakava. Really like Nui Rama. Not a huge fan of Nui Jaga, and I feel like the manas are sort of weird with the weird huge brick in the middle of it, the motor. It's a fun function, but it's just not great to me from a set perspective. And for that reason, I'm going to put them in A, because they are amazing, the Rahi sets. But the Terakava actually sort of drag it down a little bit. Yeah. Next, the Borok. Absolutely amazing, but they're clone sets. They're supposed to be. It's a swarm set, so that's fine. However, yeah, it's just once again not great from a set perspective. You want different builds, and the only new part you get when buying a new Borog is the hands and well the Krana. But yeah, so great sets. I wouldn't change a thing actually. But because they're just the same build over and over, they gotta go into A instead of S. The Borok Va, kind of middle of the road, I feel. We don't get any new parts, but they have waist articulation and some cool recolors. People don't like him that much, but I don't mind him, so I feel like that's C, middle of the road. Next on to the Titans, so that would be Karak and Garak and the Exotoa and so on. Just a second, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Oh, that is great. Okay. Yeah, I like the builds of Karak and Garak with one exception, and that's the gear and the head that grinds whenever you use the function. That really just drags it down. And the Exotoa has bad articulation, which I realize it would be hard to optimize because it's a mech suit, and fitting a Toa into it and at the same time making articulation without it all falling over, that's pretty much impossible. So I commend the effort, they're going in B. I feel like they can't go any higher than that. The Toa Nuva, they go into C. And I think a lot of people will question why, because they were very popular sets. I don't like the masks. Gali Nuva's mask is the mask I hate more than any other. I think it's so gross looking, and the fact that the mask is called the Cow Cow actually fits very well, because I feel like it looks like a cow, like a giant cow saying moo or something. Yeah, and they sort of changed the design in the movie, so it feels I feel like they knew it was an ugly mask because it looks so different in the movie. Yeah, C. They're alright. They're I don't dislike him. I love all Bionicle sets, but they can't go any higher. Now the Matoran. Yeah, the Matoran. That's probably around the same. They're good builds, but we only get Matoran from 3 regions. We don't get any Tamatoran. Lay Matoran, or Onomatoran. So, yeah. C. The Borak Kal, they go directly to E. Because the Borak build is great, but they won't get any points for it here. They just recycle the exact same build, make some new hand molds, and in some cases I feel like the hand molds are worse. And the color schemes are more boring. It's almost an F for me, even though I do like the Borak a lot. They just recycle the Borak build, and after building 6 of the same Borak, doing that again, that it feels like a slap in the face. It's sort of a cash grab, and I don't like him. Well, I do like him, but I feel like they're not great from a release standpoint. Next up, the Rakshi. Amazing. Just a sec, I'm gonna drink some coffee. Yeah, absolutely amazing sets. We get knees, amazing, and the Rakshi spines look great. The color schemes are a little bit boring, but not in a bad way. I feel like there are these creeps hiding in the shadows, so the fact they're gray and dark makes sense, I feel like. And they're very individual, even though they're clone sets. The spines really set them apart along with their staff pieces. And I love the idea of the Krana. I love the whole idea of the Rakshi, the Krana piloting these mechanical suits of armor. They gotta go in A. I almost want to put them in S. I think what's holding me back is probably the fact that it's really hard to use the spines afterwards, and I don't like the fact that the spines you can only connect them to the back piece. You can't really use them for anything else. You have to put them within that back piece. Don't really care for that. So that's what's dragging him down. I know it's a little detail, but that's my opinion. Next up, the Titan sets. So here we get Makuta, Takanuva, Takua and Pyuku, and we get Jaller and Gokko. Great sets. We're gonna put them in here, because they are great, but Makuta has some stability issues. I feel like Pyuku looks a little bit unfinished, so here. So that's it for part 1. Please follow along in part 2. See ya.